Thank you very much, Dr. Di Paolo, for agreeing to participate in this event. We will speak about the decision and the mentorship and how, for example, mentorship has influenced your career. Could you please tell us a few words about your background?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, actually. I'm a doctor here in Oxford. I did a DPhil PhD in biophysics, and I did before that a bachelor and a master's in Pisa, in Italy, where I'm from. And then after my PhD, I also did 1 year postdoc between physics and biochemistry, because basically what I was thinking is that physics is a little bit too abstract, so I wanted to have something a bit more applied, and I did biophysics.
Where did you think you will end up?
In like how many years' time?
At the early stage of your career, did you have you thought that you will end where you are now?
I started thinking that I would end up where I'm now, about halfway through my PhD, because I realized that maybe I didn't really want to be an academic. Now I'm a consultant now. I'm not sure I will be a consultant maybe in 5-10 years. Definitely in the next 2-3 years. So in the short term, I definitely want to be in this position. But maybe in the long term, I will maybe look at different, opportunities of careers.
Which were the main challenges you have to face during this transition when you decide, okay, maybe I want to do something beyond the academia? Which were the challenges?
Well, of course, I was really, into the scientific aspect of things, being a biophysicist. But then I think I lacked a little bit more of the commercial side of things. So it was a bit. I think it was most challenging for me at the beginning of this position to also put me into the shoes of, a consultant in the commercial perspective. And maybe also, thinking out of the box, how we can solve this problem for this client with the allocated budget that we have, because sometimes in science we don't really have this kind of problem, and also with the allocated time. So it's very important to have time management skills that maybe in science is not that strict, say.
What would you do differently?
Maybe I wouldn't do a postdoc, to be honest. Maybe I would straight away from PhD move into industry, because I could feel already in my PhD that was maybe not going to be my long-term career. Although I did learn new things in the postdoc, so I don't regret having done it.
What have you learned about yourself since your PhD?
So I learned that it's very important to be resilient, because for instance, when I was doing my PhD, a lot of experiments were failing, and maybe, the supervisor was not always there, so it might have been hands-off. And I also learned that it's important to really push the project yourself and be your own self-driving force in a way. I learned not to rely on other people too much. I mean, to contribute, of course, to the team and collaborate with people, but not completely depend on other people.
When you took the decision to go beyond academia, did you do something to improve your soft skills, or what did you do when you took this decision?
Yeah, so I think Oxford is actually a really great place to be, and I really enjoyed going to the career service, and I found they have a very valuable service, which is a CV clinic, cover letter clinic, but also they organize meetings with the different employers. And I think there's a time around Michaelmas term in October where all the different employers organize events around the city. And I would really recommend going to these and network and try to understand what these people really do, because sometimes you hear a job position but you don't really know what it's about. And I also attended the student consultancy, always at the career service. I think now they also have one just for postdocs, which is really important. And that was really something that they asked me about in my interview for my current role, and I think it's also something that made a difference.
Now we are moving to the topic of mentorship. Please tell us something about your experiences with mentors.
Actually, halfway through my PhD, I was really lucky because I won a competition organized by Shell, the company, and basically it was UK-wide, and there were 6 winners, and I was one of the 6 winners. And what I won was 1 year mentorship from one of their senior leaders, and this was the commercial director for one of their sectors. And this lady was really nice. She was 60 years old. I was meeting with her in London every month for tea, and she was giving me advice about moving from academia to industry. And she was telling me both the good sides and the bad sides, and I think it's important for a mentor to be honest and direct and tell you about everything.
Were there any challenges you faced in creating this mentorship relationship?
Well, of course, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, so I didn't know whether I wanted to stay in academia or not. So I think the mentor did a really good job in giving me both mentorships. So she didn't mentor me if I was going to be in industry, but she also gave me really good advice if I was going to stay in academia.
If you were at the earliest stage of looking for a mentor, what characteristics would you look for a mentor, for a good mentor? What do you think are or which characteristics should have a mentor?
I think they should be really supportive, but not trying to. I don't think they should impose anything on you. It should still be your own decision. They could be in an advisory role, but I think that's what the mentor should be doing and not more than that.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.